waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. For older women, this isn't random. Your body is trying to tell you something important. Do these 5 simple things and watch your sleep, energy, and health improve fast. Don't skip the end. The last tip is the one that truly resets your body overnight. First, stop lying there feeling utterly defeated. I truly get it. It's tempting to just stay there, helpless, eyes wide open in the dark. But don't. Sit up gently. There's no need to jolt yourself fully awake and jump straight into daytime mode. Just a small intentional change in posture can subtly signal to your brain that you're not sinking into despair, you're not helpless, you're simply shifting gears. Now take a deep, cleansing breath and let it out slowly. Breathe in deeply through your nose, count to 4 and hold for a beat. Then, exhale slowly through your mouth for a full count of 6. Repeat this process and then repeat it again. Sounds deceptively simple, right? But this isn't just a calming ritual. This is a highly effective cheat code for your entire body and mind. This slow, rhythmic breathing actively engages and activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is like flipping a powerful switch to instantly calm the internal chaos. You might not even fully realize it, but with each deliberate, deep breath, your body starts to physically soften, your shoulders naturally drop, and that racing heart begins to slowly, steadily slow down. It's not magic, it's simply biology, profoundly working in your favor. Next, genuinely ask yourself, why am I actually awake? Get genuinely curious. Is your pillow flat as a pancake, worn out from years of faithful service and offering no support? Or is the blanket twisted around your legs, holding you hostage in an uncomfortable tangle? Maybe the room is too hot, or even worse, too cold. Did someone crack a window and inadvertently leave you freezing in the middle of March? These seemingly little inconveniences can subtly sneak into your sleep and ruthlessly rob you of precious rest without you even fully noticing. But here's the empowering truth. You can do something about it right now. Take a moment, get up, fluff that pillow with intention, untangle those sheets, adjust the thermostat to a comfortable 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, the scientifically proven sweet spot for optimal sleep. Even something as incredibly simple as a glass of water can work absolute wonders. Dehydration has a sneaky, insidious way of waking us up in the dead of night. The crucial takeaway here? Don't just lie there in defeat, feeling helpless and frustrated. Take control, however small the steps may seem. Fix the discomforts, calm your mind, and actively give your body the invaluable chance it truly deserves to rest. These small, deliberate tweaks may seem insignificant, but trust me, they can make a world of difference. It's all about actively breaking free from the suffocating cycle of frustration and reclaiming your hard-won peace of mind. You absolutely deserve a restful night, and the first empowering step toward that is stopping the internal battle, finding genuine balance, and letting your incredible body do its natural, miraculous work. Hydration is often mistakenly seen as just a mundane task, something we do automatically, without much thought. But if we pause and truly think about it, hydration is actually a powerful act of profound self-care. It's not merely about drinking water, it's about deeply nourishing your body, bringing a vital balance to your entire system, and offering your body the deep, subtle care it desperately needs. You might have experienced it, waking up in the dead of the night, the clock stubbornly showing 3:47 a.m., and feeling like something isn't quite right. Perhaps you wake up with your mouth feeling dry, as if you've been chewing on cotton all night, or your legs are twitching and restlessly refusing to settle no matter how hard you try. Or perhaps you're lying there in bed feeling uncomfortably warm, despite the room being cool and cozy. It's almost as if your body is sending out a silent, urgent alarm, yet you can't pinpoint exactly what's wrong. You don't think it's serious, but it's deeply unsettling. Well, here's the real culprit: dehydration, and it's sneaky. It lurks quietly in the background, subtly depleting your body's precious water reserves while you sleep. And then, when you finally wake up, it's your body's urgent, desperate call for help. That dry, uneasy feeling in your mouth, the strange restlessness in your legs, and the unsettling warmth you feel. It's your body desperately pleading for water, a vital, life-sustaining liquid that it lost in the course of the night. If you're still finding these insights helpful, please comment here to let me know you're still with us. It's incredibly easy to overlook hydration when we're in the midst of those uncomfortable, restless moments. But let's talk about how to hydrate smartly, because in the middle of the night, it's not as simple as just guzzling down a glass of cold water. That's absolutely not going to help you get the rest and rejuvenation you desperately need. If you don't hydrate the right way, you might even end up making the situation much worse, waking yourself up even more completely. Hydrating the right way in the middle of the night isn't just about throwing back a cold glass of water, it's about being incredibly intentional with what you consume and when. When you get it right, your body will profoundly thank you by allowing you to slide back into a peaceful, undisturbed sleep. Here's where most people often go wrong. They instinctively reach for a glass of ice-cold water. I get it. When you're feeling overheated, it's so tempting to grab something cold, something instantly refreshing. But let me tell you, chugging something straight out of the fridge when you're half asleep is like slapping your body wide awake. Think about it. You're trying to coax your body into deep relaxation, to gently bring it back to that peaceful, calm state. Then you shock it with a cold drink, and your body instantly shifts gears. That cold water hits your system like a bucket of ice, jarring you out of the sleepy haze, making your muscles tense up and your mind sharpen when all you truly want is to return to slumber. Trust me, it's like trying to comfort a child who's been startled from a dream by shaking them awake, only to make them more upset. The intense coldness abruptly disrupts your body's natural rhythm, making it much harder to relax and find that sweet spot of deep, restorative sleep. Instead, what you truly need is water that's more in tune with your body's natural state. Room temperature water, or even water that's slightly warm, works absolute wonders. When you drink water at the right temperature, it feels comforting, like a gentle hug from the inside. It's gentle, just like your body needs, and it doesn't send any alarming signals to your sensitive system. When you sip on room temperature water, your body doesn't feel the shock or tension from the cold. Instead, it accepts the water like it's something it's been waiting for. It's nourishing, restorative, and profoundly calming. The best part? You don't have to make a laborious trip to the kitchen for a fancy drink. Just keep a small glass or bottle of water by your nightstand. No fuss, no complications, just enough to gently hydrate you exactly when you need it most. But here's another crucial thing. Water alone isn't always enough. If you've been feeling especially restless or unsettled, chances are your body has been losing more than just water while you sleep. It's been shedding important minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These are the vital electrolytes that help keep your muscles relaxed, your nerves steady, and your energy perfectly balanced. Think of electrolytes as the quiet, indispensable conductors behind your body's intricate orchestra. When they're in balance, everything works harmoniously. But if you're low on electrolytes, you may wake up feeling dizzy, lightheaded, or oddly tired, even though you've just had what seemed like a long night's sleep. That faint headache, that wired but tired feeling, and the subtle sense that your body just isn't quite right. These are all undeniable signs that your electrolytes desperately need a boost. This is where a simple but incredibly powerful trick can make a world of difference. Instead of just plain water, try adding a tiny pinch of high-quality sea salt to your drink. I'm talking about Celtic or Himalayan salt, nothing like the refined, iodized table salt you find in the shaker. The natural minerals in these salts are far more bioavailable and can do wonders for your body's electrolyte balance. A tiny pinch, just a few grains, is all you need. It's not about overloading your system with salt, but rather gently reintroducing the necessary minerals your body has subtly lost while you were sleeping. This little adjustment helps replenish your system without overwhelming your kidneys or pushing your body into unnecessary overdrive. And if you're not a fan of salt, that's perfectly okay too. A splash of fresh lemon juice can do the trick. Not only does it add a fresh, tangy flavor to your water, but lemon is also wonderfully rich in potassium, another key mineral that your body craves. Slowly sip your water with a pinch of salt or the lemon juice and feel it gently settle into your system. Don't rush through it. Let your body take its time to absorb the hydration, to truly receive the nourishment it's been missing. It's an act of deep kindness toward yourself, taking the precious time to care for your body exactly when it needs it most. And the benefits are undeniably real. That dry mouth, that nagging sense of restlessness, that tightness in your legs, all of that begins to subtly melt away. You'll feel the balance returning to your body, and you'll feel noticeably calmer, more at ease. That subtle sense of renewal, of feeling more grounded and centered, is exactly what you're giving yourself when you hydrate thoughtfully. There's something so deeply satisfying about caring for yourself in this precise, attentive way. It's simple yet incredibly powerful. It's not just about drinking water, it's about offering your body the right kind of hydration at the right time with the right ingredients. It's about showing up for yourself, especially when you need it most. And when you take these small intentional steps, like sipping room temperature water with a pinch of salt or a refreshing splash of lemon juice, you're not just addressing your thirst, you're profoundly restoring your body's natural balance, giving it precisely what it truly needs to thrive. So, the next time you wake up in the middle of the night feeling parched or restless, don't just grab the first glass you can find. Take a thoughtful moment to consider what your body is truly asking for. Give it the compassionate care it deserves, and watch how much smoother your return to sleep can be. It's these small, consistent acts of self-love that can profoundly transform not just your night, but your overall sense of well-being and vitality. It's 4:12 a.m. and you suddenly wake up. It's not the typical grogginess that gently pulls you from sleep, nor the annoying beeping of an alarm clock. No, this feels different. There's something heavier about it, something more unsettling, as though your very body is betraying you by dragging you out of your peaceful slumber. You lie there still in the dark, but the quiet seems almost suffocating now. There's a weight pressing on your chest, a restless hum, an almost palpable unease, a vague ache that you can't quite put into words. It's not physical, there's no pain, no obvious discomfort, but something deep inside you feels distinctly off, like a subtle but persistent tug at your heart. Maybe it's your mind that's already active, relentlessly running through the mental reels of yesterday's events, perhaps replaying a tense moment with a friend or spouse. Or maybe you're already dreading something looming on the horizon, something you're intensely anxious or fearful about. Does this feel hauntingly familiar? That moment when your mind stubbornly refuses to let you rest, when your emotions stir up violently in the profound stillness of the night. It's not just the usual sleep disturbances, it's something much deeper, something you might not have considered before. That restless, unsettled feeling could very well be your emotions waking up with you, acting as the alarm clock for your heart and mind, desperately trying to pull your attention towards something unresolved within your life. In traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, emotions are understood to be deeply, intrinsically connected to the health of specific organs. The lungs, for instance, are often associated with profound feelings of sadness, grief, and unexpressed stress. So, when you wake up in that early morning hour feeling heavy-hearted, profoundly restless, or simply inexplicably unsettled, it might not be a mere coincidence. It could actually be your body's insightful way of telling you that something significant is stirring just beneath the surface, something your mind has been far too busy to acknowledge or confront during the demanding hours of the day. It's like an emotional whisper, gently reminding you that there's something unresolved, something you're silently carrying that needs to be deeply looked at. The profound stillness of the night finally gives your body a crucial chance to bring these deeply buried emotions to the forefront, patiently asking you to listen. You can certainly ignore it for a while, but your body will steadfastly keep trying to communicate with you in subtle, sometimes inconvenient ways, like waking you up abruptly at 4 a.m. when the world is utterly silent and your mind has no choice but to listen. Perhaps it's something you've been carrying for days, weeks, or even years. Perhaps it's unresolved sadness or a lingering grief, a significant loss that you've never fully let go of or processed. It could be overwhelming stress from work, demanding family responsibilities, or the countless burdens of daily life, things that weigh heavily on you, but that you constantly push aside because you feel you don't have the precious time or energy to deal with them. Maybe it's that important email you never sent, or that unresolved argument that was never truly put to rest. Whatever it is, your body inherently knows it's there, lurking just beneath the surface, even if your mind desperately tries to bury it. It's when the world is still, when the ceaseless noise of daily life is finally quieted, that these powerful feelings can no longer stay hidden. In the early, quiet hours of the morning, your body actively forces you to confront them, bringing them forcefully to your consciousness, whether you feel ready or not. If these lessons are resonating with you, please consider letting us know in the comments below. In the realm of modern science, this ancient idea is strikingly echoed, even if not quite in the same language. Numerous studies unequivocally show that emotional overload and chronic stress can severely disrupt your sleep. It's not just that you can't easily fall asleep, but that your body is maintained in a heightened state of alertness, even when it should be deeply resting. And interestingly, the time when this stress tends to peak is precisely in the early morning hours, when your brain is actively sorting through the emotional baggage of the day, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. The emotions that you've instinctively stuffed down during the busy, demanding hours of the day rise relentlessly to the surface, powerfully amplified by the quiet and solitude of the night. Have you ever noticed how your problems suddenly seem so much bigger, so much more insurmountable, when you're lying wide awake at 3 or 4 a.m.? It's as if your mind is amplifying them, making them feel more overwhelming, more insurmountable than they did the night before. That's your mind rigorously processing all the things you didn't have time or capacity to confront, all the emotional weight you've been unconsciously carrying, now pressing in on you with startling intensity. So, what do you do when you find yourself wide awake in the middle of the night, feeling the heavy weight of the world on your chest, with emotions that seem too enormous and chaotic to manage? The absolute last thing you should do is lie there passively and let them grow even bigger. Don't let the profound silence of the night become a fertile breeding ground for your fears and anxieties. Don't let your thoughts spiral uncontrollably into an overwhelming mess of what ifs and why me's. Instead, take a quiet moment to consciously check in with yourself. Sit up slowly, gently propping a pillow behind you for comforting support, and deliberately allow yourself the necessary space to simply breathe. It might feel unnatural at first, but ask yourself, genuinely, what's truly on my mind right now? What am I consciously or unconsciously carrying with me that simply won't let me rest? These aren't questions that demand immediate answers or resolutions in that exact moment. It's not about finding a perfect solution right away. It's about profoundly acknowledging that something significant is stirring inside of you and explicitly permitting it to gently come to the surface. This deceptively simple act of recognition is so incredibly powerful because it immediately breaks the detrimental cycle of ignoring what your heart and mind are desperately trying to communicate. If you're comfortable, quietly grab a pen and a piece of paper and simply write it down. Don't worry at all about making logical sense of it right away. Just let the words flow freely, even if they seem incomplete, messy, or profoundly confusing. It doesn't matter if you write down something as simple as, "I'm upset with Jen," or "I miss how things used to be," or maybe it's more abstract, "Why do I feel so utterly alone?" Whatever spontaneously comes to mind, just write it down. The fundamental purpose here is not to solve the problem, but to release its suffocating grip from your mind. Writing it down takes that internal chaos and gives it a tangible, external form. It doesn't need to be perfect, and it certainly doesn't need to be neat or grammatically correct. This is just about giving yourself the essential space to process your feelings, to bravely give them a name so they don't stay locked up inside you, growing bigger and more insistent with each passing moment. By simply acknowledging what you're profoundly feeling, you begin to break the immense power these emotions have over you. You start to regain genuine control, not necessarily over the problem itself, but over how you consciously respond to it. You've taken the critical first step toward relieving the heavy burden of whatever it is that's keeping you awake, and in that moment, you've already meaningfully started to heal. You don't need to have all the answers or a perfectly laid out plan for immediate resolution. Sometimes just deeply acknowledging the sheer weight of your emotions, giving them the necessary space to breathe, and literally letting them out of your head can be more powerful than any immediate, rushed solution. It's a moment of profound self-compassion, a gentle reminder that you truly deserve to feel, to process, and to heal, not just when it's convenient, but especially when the profound quiet of the night bravely forces you to face what you've been subtly avoiding. So, the next time that restless, emotional feeling stirs in the dark, don't run from it. Instead, lean gently into it. Let it lovingly guide you toward the deep peace and ultimate clarity that you undeniably deserve. It's 4:23 a.m. again. You roll over, eyes wide open, staring at the clock's cold, accusing glow. You try to adjust, pulling the blankets closer, but they only seem to entangle themselves tighter around you, forming a messy knot that perfectly mirrors the tangle in your restless mind. Every toss and turn brings no relief, only a growing, searing frustration. Why can't you just sleep? Why does it feel like your body is actively fighting against the very thing it desperately needs? It's a feeling you know all too well. The clock seems to mock you, each tick echoing ominously in your restless mind. Time is dragging, painfully slow, and the harder you try to force yourself to stay still, the more your body seems to rebel. Your neck is stiff, your legs twitch uncontrollably, and your mind spins in an endless loop of frustration and profound confusion. Why can't I find peace here? Here's the undeniable truth. Staying glued to the mattress, stewing in that uncomfortable, agitated funk only makes it profoundly worse. The more you try to force yourself to fall asleep, the deeper you unwittingly dig into that restless, suffocating hole of wakefulness. You've probably been here countless times before, stuck in that miserable cycle, feeling utterly helpless and intensely frustrated. But here's a little secret. You don't have to stay stuck. Your body is actually craving a gentle reset, but it's certainly not asking for a marathon run or an intense sweat-inducing workout. No, what it truly needs is a gentle, soothing nudge to lovingly let go of the built-up tension and subtly ease back into a state of profound calm. It's a simple process, so simple that it almost feels like cheating, but trust me, it genuinely works. First, completely abandon the notion that you have to lie perfectly still, trying to forcibly squeeze yourself into stillness when your body is clearly wired. That's like trying to hold on to water. It just relentlessly slips through your fingers. Instead, sit up slowly, with no dramatic movements. Just gently shift your position. Prop yourself comfortably against the headboard, or swing your legs over the side of the bed if that feels better and more grounded. It's all about permitting yourself to gently move, to acknowledge that absolute stillness isn't always the answer when your body is already brimming with restless energy. Start by gently focusing on your neck. Chances are, it's locked up and stiff from hours of awkward sleep positions. Roll your neck gently. First, drop your chin slowly to your chest, feeling the gentle, inviting stretch along your spine. Then, slowly tilt your head to the right, letting your ear softly slide toward your shoulder. Take a deep, intentional breath in as you hold it, then exhale slowly as you roll to the left. Repeat this gentle movement a few times, consciously easing the tension from your shoulders as you go. You may actually start to feel the tightness melting away, those muscles that have been coiled up like a tightly wound spring, finally beginning to release. This is your body's grateful way of saying, thank you for finally listening. Next, gently tackle those shoulders. If you're anything like most of us, your shoulders are probably hunched up near your ears, metaphorically carrying the enormous weight of your day, your worries, and that ever-growing to-do list. So, take a deep breath and gently lift your shoulders toward your ears, as if you're trying to subtly touch the ceiling. Then, release them slowly with a soft, audible exhale. Repeat this 3 or 4 times, purposefully pairing each movement with a deep, cleansing breath. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you release. Each time you let go, you're subtly telling your body that it's perfectly okay to stop holding on so tightly. The cracking sounds or little pops you might hear aren't anything at all to worry about. They're merely your body's way of releasing the tension it's been silently storing. And believe me, it's a profound relief for your whole system. Now let's get your circulation gently moving. If you're not already sitting on the edge of the bed, move there now. Try a gentle seated forward fold. Don't overdo it. This isn't a competitive yoga session. Simply hinge softly at your hips, letting your hands slide toward your knees or the floor, and just gently hang there for a few seconds. It's like giving your spine a soft, sighing stretch. Allow your muscles to truly relax and release any tightness from being horizontal for too long. By gently encouraging blood flow to your lower back, you're helping to ease that cooped-up sensation that comes from being in one position for hours. While you're in that position, take a deep, grounding breath. Inhale slowly through your nose, and then exhale fully through your mouth, feeling your ribcage gently expand and your body subtly soften with each breath. This deep breathing sends a clear, reassuring message to your nervous system. It's okay, we're safe here. It's an invitation to your body to finally let go of the stress that's been silently building up throughout the day. Finally, gently shake out that restless energy. Lift one leg at a time. Nothing too wild, just a light jiggle. Imagine you're shaking off water from your feet after a swim. It may feel a little silly, but trust me, it genuinely works. You've been holding on to that twitchy, restless energy for far too long, so give it a few seconds per leg, allowing the tension to literally dissolve from your calves and thighs. If your legs have been bouncing with that restless energy, this is your crucial trick to calmly settle them down. If your hands or feet are cold, that's another clear sign that your circulation needs some help. When your extremities are chilly, it can be incredibly hard for your whole body to relax. So, rub your hands together quickly, like you're trying to start a small fire, then cup them over your feet, gently giving them a little comforting warmth. It's a quick, simple fix, but it can make a world of difference in getting your body to relax enough to fall back into a truly restful state. And you know what? Science completely backs this up. Research shows that when your hands and feet are warm, your body can fall asleep much faster. That's because your body's core temperature naturally drops just before sleep, and toasty extremities significantly help that vital process along. So, a warm hand or foot is like a little reassuring signal to your brain. We're ready to rest now. These small, gentle movements may seem insignificant, but they're a quiet, powerful reminder to your body that it truly deserves to unwind, to release the stress it's been holding onto, and to lovingly let go of the tension that's been stubbornly keeping you up. Give yourself the profound gift of this 1-minute reset, and let your body deeply thank you for it. There you are, staring at the ceiling at 3:58 a.m., feeling like your mind has suddenly decided it's time to run a marathon. Thoughts are ricocheting like frantic ping-pong balls inside your skull. Did I lock the door? What's that important meeting tomorrow? Why did I say that ridiculous thing back in 2019? You try desperately to tell yourself, relax, but the more you try to hush your mind, the louder, more insistent the noise gets. You're wide awake, trapped in an endless cycle of overthinking, desperately wishing for just a moment of peace. But instead, you're stuck. The sweet, blissful release of sleep feels like a distant, unattainable dream. Does that sound familiar? I know it does for me, and I bet for many of you too. If you're still watching and these insights are helpful, please comment to let us know you're still here. When your mind goes into overdrive like this, trying to force it to settle down is about as effective as trying to tame a tornado with a flimsy paper fan. It's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? But here's the wonderful thing, it doesn't have to be that way. There's a clever trick, a soothing remedy that requires no willpower at all. You don't need to fight with yourself anymore. You just need to tap into the subtle, profound power of sound. I promise you, the right sound can be like a gentle, comforting hand that lovingly lulls your runaway thoughts back into a peaceful slumber. First and foremost, forget about reaching for your phone. I know it's incredibly tempting, especially in this age of endless scrolling and instant gratification, but that's a dangerous trap. The fleeting dopamine rush you get from scrolling only further fuels your mind's hyperactive state and relentlessly drags you even further away from restorative sleep. Instead, let's consciously focus on a few sonic shortcuts that will truly help you relax and drift off faster than you can say, "Insomnia, be gone." First on the list is something called pink noise. Now you've probably heard of white noise. Think static, like a TV left on a dead channel. It's like a blanket of sound, but let's be honest, it can often feel a little harsh or clinical. Pink noise, on the other hand, is its gentler, more sleep-loving cousin. Imagine the calming, rhythmic sound of rain gently tapping on your window, the soft, consistent rustle of wind through the trees, or the hypnotic ebb and flow of distant ocean waves. There's something inherently, deeply soothing about these particular sounds, isn't there? It's like nature's own lullaby, perfectly designed to quiet a busy mind. The subtle difference between pink and white noise is important. Pink noise expertly softens those higher-pitched tones, wrapping you in a warmer, far more soothing cocoon of sound. Why does this work so effectively? Science tells us that pink noise seamlessly syncs with the natural rhythm of your brain waves, gently nudging them into the slower frequencies that inherently accompany deep, restorative sleep. A significant study from Northwestern University in 2017 even showed that pink noise doesn't just help you sleep better, it can dramatically improve your memory the very next day. Can you possibly imagine waking up truly refreshed, your mind clear, sharp, and genuinely ready to confidently face the day? It's an absolute game changer. I always make sure to keep a small speaker or a downloaded pink noise track incredibly handy. Just keep the volume very low, barely a whisper, and let the soft, steady rhythm of rain or ocean waves gently blur your racing thoughts into a peaceful, dreamlike haze. Now, if pink noise isn't quite your specific thing, or you're in the mood for something a little more guided and interactive, there's always a short, carefully crafted sleep meditation. We're not talking about hour-long Zen marathons here, just a brief, targeted 5 to 10 minute session to get you perfectly settled in. Picture this. A calm, soothing voice, perhaps like the reassuring presence of a beloved elder, gently leading you through a simple, effective relaxation exercise. You'll be encouraged to focus on your breath, then systematically relax each part of your body, starting with your toes, gently moving up to your ankles, calves, and so on. It's almost like a comforting bedtime story, specifically designed for grown-ups, a quiet, essential escape from the overwhelming noise of the world and the insistent chatter of your own mind. And the best part, it works profoundly because it gives your brain a simple, almost pleasantly boring task to do, something so calm and repetitive that it naturally tires your mind and skillfully keeps it from spiraling into worry. The voice becomes your crucial lifeline, gently pulling you away from the mental chatter and bringing you back to your bed, your safe space, your sanctuary. You don't need to download any fancy, expensive apps for this. You'd be surprised how many incredible, free resources are readily available out there on platforms like YouTube or various podcasts. Just make absolutely certain you avoid those with sudden, jarring ads or loud, abrupt intros. You don't want any unexpected interruptions when you're deeply trying to relax. Test it out beforehand, find one that genuinely resonates with your spirit, and keep the volume soft, just enough to clearly hear, but not enough to ever jar you awake. The key is to completely let the voice guide you slowly, gently, skillfully out of your chaotic thoughts and back to a peaceful, truly restful sleep. Isn't it utterly amazing how something as seemingly simple as sound can so profoundly transform your entire night? The next time you find yourself wide awake in the middle of the night, caught in that familiar struggle, please give these powerful techniques a genuine try. I've found that they work absolute wonders, calming the racing mind and leading you straight into the peaceful, deep sleep you undeniably deserve. It's like giving your busy brain a much-needed break, a mini retreat from the relentless hustle of the world. Trust me, you genuinely deserve this profound calm. As we thoughtfully wrap up today's discussion, I want to take a heartfelt moment to truly reflect on what we've courageously explored together. We've talked deeply about the profound, intricate connection between our emotions and our physical body, how those quiet moments, especially in the sacred early morning hours, can undeniably reveal things we might be consciously or unconsciously avoiding or suppressing. We've bravely learned that instead of letting those potent emotions silently fester and grow, we can take a deliberate moment to compassionately check in with ourselves, bravely write down what's truly on our minds, and responsibly release those heavy, lingering feelings. It's a deceptively simple, yet incredibly powerful practice that can make an immense world of difference in how we courageously manage stress, process sadness, and navigate emotional overload. Now, I'd sincerely love to hear from you. What's one specific thing you've learned from this video that you'll immediately take and meaningfully put into practice in your own precious life? Is it checking in with yourself when you wake up in the middle of the night, or perhaps it's the simple yet profound act of writing down your emotions to process them more fully? Whatever it is that resonated deeply with you, please thoughtfully share your insights in the comments below. I'd genuinely love to hear what truly sticks with you. And if you enjoyed this video and found it truly helpful, please don't forget to give it a like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to our channel for more valuable insights and practical, life-enhancing tips. Your continued support means the entire world to us. Take great care of yourself, and I'll sincerely see you in the next video.